Hi boys and girls, my name is Lisa and I'm a reader here at the Cups and Kids Reading Room. I'm going to read a really great story with you today and I brought along my friend Connor.
Hello everyone. I'm more than Lisa's friend. I work here locally in Bethlehem as a psychotherapist and I love camping more than most things in the world. So I'm really excited to sit here and hear Lisa read this story with you today. And then afterwards, if there's time and if it's okay, Lisa, I'm going to show you how to build a tent, your very own tent, inside your own house.
Wow, I can't wait to see that. I'll know what I'll be doing this afternoon.
It's going to be fun.
Hi boys and girls, today I'm going to read Oliver and Hope's Adventures Under the Stars. This is a really neat book written by Meg Cadts and illustrated by Samantha Fitch. Look at these end pages. Doesn't that look exciting? All these neat words about what's going on in the story. Let's see what happens. "Hey, great job, Chewy," said Oliver. "We can add that stick to the batch Hope and I found." Hope's pile wasn't as big as the one her friends made, but she decided it was still pretty good since Hope is a butterfly and can't carry very much. The three friends were just getting ready for their next adventure, camping for the very first time. So this is Chewy, and as you can see, he's a bear. And this is their friend Oliver. And actually, I said that wrong. This is Oliver, and this is their friend Chewy, and this is Hope, a butterfly. I bet you can tell that this is a fiction story because animals don't really talk. But let's see what happens when they go camping. "Blimey, this path is a bit dodgy," said Chewy in his English bulldog accent. But the path wasn't the only thing making Chewy nervous. "We should get back to the campfire before it gets too dark out here," he said, trying hard not to look scared. As the stars rose above, the moon cast its white glow, creating big shadows that made strange shapes all around. All the friends used flashlights to find their way, except for Hope, partly because she could see pretty well in the dark, but mainly because they don't make butterfly-sized flashlights. "Your shadow looks like a giant monster," said Oliver. "And yours looks like, well, it looks like a bear, but much bigger," barked Chewy. Have you ever noticed that if you're outside in the dark and you shine a flashlight at somebody, their shadow gets very, very big? I guess that could be scary to some people. Everyone had fun imagining what the different shadows looked like. Then they reached their campfire and imagined some truly amazing things. A dragon. Through the glow of their lights and the stars above, the friends pretended they saw a fire-breathing dragon, a very hungry fire-breathing dragon. Could you imagine if this was real? Remember, it's a fiction story. "I'm not going to let them grab our grub," said Chewy. Then he quickly grabbed the marshmallows before they were all roasted. Chewy was having so much fun, he almost forgot that he was afraid of the dark. Of course, the dragon wasn't a dragon at all, but simply the shadow of their friend Millie. Millie is an owl. For a small owl, she made a big impression. The friends told stories, stuffed their bellies, and made up some silly songs like, "The moon's made of cheese, pass the peas, pretty please." Look at how they're sitting around this campfire. Maybe you have like a fire pit or something at home that you could do the same things. And I wonder if you can guess what they're making here. Chocolate, crackers, marshmallows? Sounds like s'mores to me. The friends admired the stars shining brightly in the sky, and Oliver wondered out loud, are they all the same? Hope thought, they look similar from afar, but the closer you get, the more unique they become, just like each of us. But she decided to just keep this idea to herself for now. Who, Millie said nervously, "who do you think is coming?" As she saw some of the lights growing closer. The friends imagined 10 bright spaceships approaching. Soon they were all running around playing alien tag, which is pretty much like regular tag, but you play it with alien spaceships. "Tag, you're it," hooted Millie. What could these lights be that were approaching them? They're pretending that they're spaceships. I bet you already know the answer to this. Of course, the aliens weren't aliens at all. They were fireflies dancing in the night, but pretending they were from outer space was a lot of fun. Maybe you know fireflies as lightning bugs. And when I was your age, I used to really like finding lightning bugs at night and then letting them go at the end of the night before we went in. Hope flew up closer to one of the fireflies and thought, "You're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." And the firefly thought the same thing about Hope's colorful wings. They probably could have been good buddies. By now it was late, and everyone was a little tired from chasing imaginary dragons and aliens all night. They grabbed their flashlights and headed into the tent. "Time to get ready for bed," Oliver said with a mouthful of toothpaste. "Tops and bottoms, side to side." I bet that's something you hear from mom or dad or grandmom or grandpa when you're brushing your teeth at night. By the time Chewie found his flashlight, everyone had disappeared. Once again, the dark made him feel scared. "Where are my mates?" he wondered nervously. As he slowly walked toward the tent, he thought he saw something very peculiar. I wonder what Chewie's going to see now. Oh my goodness. A circus. Chewie imagined a nighttime circus tent filled with elephants, giraffes, and acrobats spinning in the air. At least that's what it looked like to Chewie, who stood frozen in amazement. That Chewie has a really good imagination. When Chewie finally arrived, he discovered who the real stars of the circus were. Oliver, Hope, and Millie were all laughing and dancing as they used their hands and feet and wings for some to make shadow puppets. That would be a fun thing to do in a tent. Chewie popped into the tent, flexed his muscles, and cheered, "Introducing the amazing Chewie the Great." Soon the lights dimmed on the circus, and the friends tucked each other into their sleeping bags. "Who would have thought," asked Millie, "that we'd see so many exciting things in one night of camping?" "And who knew dragons liked s'mores so much?" laughed Oliver. Oliver's friends giggled themselves to sleep, including Chewie, who decided the dark wasn't quite as scary as it used to be. High above, the moon and stars cast friendly new shadows to be discovered another night. Sounds like everyone settled down and went to sleep. That's the end of our story, so I'm going to turn things over to my friend Connor, who's going to show you how to make that tent in your very own home.
Hi everyone, my name's Connor and I'm Lisa's friend, and today we're going to learn how to build a tent right in the comfort of your very own home, just like Oliver and Hope did in their story. You're going to need a few supplies, but before I show you what I brought, I want to talk about this word that's called resourcefulness. Resourcefulness is, the way that I describe it, is basically getting really creative and finding new and interesting uses for the things that you have with you. It doesn't always mean you need to go to the store and buy something new. I bet you can find something that looks just like what I have in my bag and will serve the same purpose. Have fun with it and use what you have. Okay, so let me show you what I brought today to build a tent. First thing is this short pole that turns into a long pole. This is something we use when we backpack in the wilderness called a trekking pole, but I bet you can find something similar that will serve the same purpose. We're going to take this and form the crossbar of our tent. Now, I bet you're wondering what will happen if I bump this with my shoulder or my head. It'll fall off. So we need to secure it to these two chairs that I already have placed here. To do that, I brought a few different things. I got a piece of string. I got a lonely spare bootlace. And you know what? I happen to have a couple rubber bands on me. So let's see what we can use to attach this pole to these chairs. Feels good. Okay, let's try a piece of string. Now, hopefully some of you know how to tie your shoes, and if you don't, find an adult or an older sibling or a friend or a cousin who can help you tie this properly. Feels good. Okay, now we need something to be able to go underneath. I just so happen to have a handy dandy bed sheet in my backpack. I don't always carry a bed sheet in my backpack unless I know I'm going to build a tent inside. Oh, shake it out, make sure it's big enough, and then we're going to drape it over the crossbar here. Alright, it's sort of starting to look like a tent here. I just figured out how to use a pen in a way that I didn't think to use a pen before. That's resourcefulness. All right. So now what's next? I got this place to sit in. Looks kind of like a tent. I think I need a chair. Ooh, maybe a pillow. Lisa, will you throw me a pillow, please?
I sure will, Connor.
Thank you. Need a pillow for a tent. Sit in my chair. Put the pillow under my knees. This is pretty comfortable, pretty cozy. Let's see. Oh, I know what I need. Can't sit in a tent without a snack. I got a snack, and my favorite thing about sitting in a tent, reading a book. I brought the one I'm reading right now, and I'm excited to keep reading it a little bit. Before I say goodbye, I just want to say have fun. Figure out what you have in your house that can build a tent. Everyone's going to look different. Everybody has different things, but you can have a really good time figuring out how to build your very own tent inside, just like Oliver and Hope. Thank you. Have a good time. Oh, I don't have enough light to read. I guess I better use a flashlight.